Alright guys, it's Sunday, June 30th, and got the front end on. As you can tell in the time lapse, I had the in-laws in town, so I capitalized on using my father-in-law's extra set of hands. Made it a lot easier and was a lot faster versus my engine hoist and chain system I used to pull it off. Very effective, it just takes longer, and so I didn't have to mess with all that this time. I am going to use my core support bolts, and I'm just going to run the 2 bolts on the driver and passenger to hold everything kind of in place. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and throw the cooling system in it and get the battery box back in it and get the battery in it and get everything connected. And my goal is to get this engine running and get the camshaft broke in. Not worried about driving it right now, I just want to get that cam broke in and start getting it moving under its own power. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get back to it. Like I said, I'll shoot videos throughout the process, but I think today's today. I see nothing stopping me from getting this thing running. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to it and see you on the next one. Alright guys, try to shoot a time-lapse video of me putting the cooling system and just various things to get it ready to be fired up, but I guess I didn't hit the button right because it did not record, so I'll just have to get you up to speed of what I've done. So far, the only thing that's holding the front end on is the front core support bolts, and they're just hand tight, they're not even tight. And then of course the driver and passenger front bolts, they're on there. Yeah, I've already broke in the camshaft. I had the distributor out at the time, so I had to pull it out and reset it. Second time, once it set in there the second time, it fired right up, so that was good. I am going to address that alternator. It will not look like that. I plan on pulling the fan blade and the pulley and painting those black, and then painting this silver, maybe a cast aluminum or something. Try to make it look like the factory looking one. But yeah, it never got hot. The oil pressure stayed pegged at 60 PSI on the factory gauge. It's a standard volume. Mellings was it the M55 pump, I believe. I didn't get a high volume, so but yeah, oil pressure looked good. Didn't hear any sounds. A little bit of discoloration right there on the intake. First I thought it was a fuel leak, but nope, that's discoloration from the heat. I didn't even think about it. I never blocked off the heat exchangers and cylinder head, so this side didn't do it, but that side did. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but anyways, I was not able to get it in first gear. And I had a hard time getting it in second to try to get it to move forward in the garage, so I'll have to address that. Hopefully it's just the clutch rod's out of adjustment and nothing major. But other than that, I'm going to probably fire it up, maybe make set the timing and make a few minor adjustments on the carburetor, and I may shoot a video of it running, let y'all hear it a little bit, and tell me what y'all think. Alright, I'm going to get back at it. Alright, I wanted to show y'all something. Might help y'all down the line if y'all do this truck. Changing the front wiring harness for the headlights, and started removing the headlight, and there's a little ground wire that goes right here, and it's really hard to get to with the grill on, so I decided to pull the grill off, which is just 3 bolts on each end, and they all mount on the outside, so you don't have to remove any covers or panels to get to them. So yeah, you just have to be a lot easier if you just remove the grill, and then you can access the whole harness, as you can see right there. So yeah, I got a new harness, and gonna install that, and then I'm gonna put the grill back in it and keep going. All right, I'm gonna get back after it. Alright, I wanted to show you something real quick. I got this harness from classicparts.com. It did not come with these on it. Plus, luckily mine were in decent shape, so I just taped these on there. I had to adjust the tape on these two because one was pulling this one here, so this whole wire was like really tight, and this side was all buckled up, so I had to adjust the I don't know what you call those little plastic snaps. So I kind of had to adjust that, and then I saved mine to go back in the factory location. But yeah, a little disappointing, but it was a pretty quick fix. So luckily they taped these on the outside and then tape it with the harness itself. So if they'd have done that, it'd been a nightmare. You'd have to tear into it. But so yeah, if you ever get this harness from Classic Parts, these will not come with it, or at least mine didn't. So if yours are in good shape, try not to damage them and reuse them. Alright, I'm going to put the headlight back on it and the grill, and I'll be done with this harness. Alright, I'm going to get back to it. Alright, finally got the grill back in, and the new wiring harness is in it. Already tested it. In case y'all didn't know, these the front harness is separate, and that's where it goes through the radiator core support and connects to the front harness right there. So you can actually separate the two, which I think is kind of cool. And then of course that is the new front harness, and it goes to the firewall. I think I mentioned in the last video that this harness only came with a single wire for the horn, and I got a dual horn set up, and they don't offer a dual horn wiring harness. So I cut off the old wiring, and what I did was remove the terminal from here and then soldered it on there, and then taped it off, kind of secured a little bit. Not the greatest looking thing in the world, but it kind of looks factory. And I already tested it out, and both horns now work. So I actually cleaned those horns up. They were pretty nasty and dingy looking. So I just kind of cleaned them up pretty good, and that's just a flat black paint I had laying around. What else have I done? I already got the side covers on. The only thing I have to do is connect the wire for the light back to the switch. I did remove all the upper fender bolts on both sides, and I'm soaking in the vapor rust right now. I'm pretty impressed with this stuff right here, because it's been making a lot of the bolts almost look brand new. I'll show you a couple of them right here. So I'm hoping those upper fender bolts look just like that. That'll make that kind of stand off right there. Let me try to clean that up a little bit of the rust that's right there. I don't doubt there's any blue paint under it, but I'm gonna clean it up anyways. And I still got to do the front covers. I still got to do the latch and the radiator bracket there. I think what I'm going to do, since they're pretty rusty, I think I'm going to strip them down and paint them. This area kind of looks pretty nice now, and this kind of stands out, so I think I'm going to paint that. I think it'll look better. Alright, with the engine, I've already changed the oil, the brake-in oil for the camshaft. I already changed that, so it's got new oil and filter. Already set the timing to 4 degrees before top dead center. That was pretty simple. You do have to disconnect the vacuum line to the distributor to do that. You need to cap off the hose to the distributor, or disconnect the hose from the carburetor and cap off the carburetor. I had a vacuum gauge, so I just connected it to the carburetor, set timing, and I adjusted the idle mixture screws. Got about 17 inches of vacuum, so that's pretty good for a mild cam that's already in it. And once I get all the little things done, and then get the hood on it, my goal is early Sunday morning. Hopefully there's not very much traffic. I'm going to drive this thing, and I'm going to probably do a straight 100 miles all in one shot on the highway, because you never want to, with a new motor, you're trying to seat the rings, trying to break it in, you never want to let it idle too long, setting at lights and stuff. So you try to want to get to the highway as quick as possible, get some RPMs under it, vary the RPMs, stuff like that. So I actually may shoot a video of me driving it a little bit and kind of show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, still got to tidy up this negative cable's too long, so I need to clean that up, shorten it. I need to kind of clamp the positive battery cable to probably the side of the fender well there. That's pretty much it. I do have a new choke cable. That'd probably be the last thing I mess with, so I'm just gonna leave that old one hanging there on the master cylinder. It's out of the way, it ain't bothering nothing. So now once the horns dry, we'll put those on, and I generally let the bolts and stuff soak for about 24 hours. So I'm hoping they turn out pretty good, but I think I'm pretty much done for now. The next video y'all see, I'll probably be running this truck, and we may go for a test drive. Alright, let me get back at it. Guys, that was by far the hardest bolt I have removed off this truck, was this bumper bolt. And I still got one more to go. I still got to do that bracket right there. Whew. That thing was rusty. That's alright. Can't expect a 50-year-old bolt to spin off with ease. Alright, I'm going to get back to it, get the other one off. Alright guys, getting back at it. It's on this Saturday morning, July 6th. Got the front bumper installed. Right now I'm just going to do the front 4 bolts, the outer bolts and brackets, or braces I guess you would. I'm going to clean those up today or tomorrow and paint them. Soak those bolts in evaporust there. They were hard to get off. So, and then I got to clean this cover up. Clean it up really good. I'm not painting it, just going to clean it up and then install that last seal. That little cover goes right up under the steering column. So, and then I got to tidy up these battery cables, shorten the negative, and put some clamps on the side for the positive power cable. And oh, I wanted to show you all these fender bolts. Soaked them in evaporust, and they just came out bare steel. So went ahead and primed and painted the bolts with a satin brushed nickel I have. I think it was a can I bought a year or so ago for something else, and it turned out really nice. I went ahead and applied some gloss clear to it, and I don't think it's too shiny. I think it's perfect. It turned out really nice. So my idea is, when I put these front covers on, they're already cleaned up and polished like the rest of the fender wells and stuff. I'm going to do the same to those bolts today. They're already cleaned up, so I just need to prime and paint them. And then once I paint the hood latch and the upper radiator bracket, I'm going to do the same to these bolts. Paint them, prime paint them and clear them to match. I think that turned out nice. I might even do this one too. Kind of all the bolts you can kind of stand out when you open the hood. So I still got some wiring to finish up inside the cab for the fuel pump switch, and I need to hook my little light back up, and Then I got to work on the hood. I got the wiring for it. There's a wiring harness for the blinkers, or parking lamps if you want to call them that, and some sponges that go on the other side, or on the underside, excuse me. There's some sponges in between the hood brace and the hood, so I'm going to do that today, and I'll probably shoot some video of that as well. So, alright guys, you see where I'm at. I'm going to get back at it, and see you on the next one. Alright, here we go. I'm about to work on the hood. Got those new sponge seals, wiring harness for the parking lamp, and in the front hood to radiator seal, which is right there, right next to that hood latch. And I think it even has those little metal brackets. I saw something metal in there. There we go. So I guess it's got those little metal brackets right there. Probably what holds the seal on. So yeah, we're gonna clean this hood up and get to replacing its seals and wiring. All right, guys, I'm gonna get to it. All right, I think I got the hood mostly clean. I'm not gonna spend all day cleaning it. It is the bottom side of the hood, and there's not really any paint on it to look at, so I don't spend a whole lot of time cleaning. But I do want to kind of get the grimy stuff off of it and try to blow out all the corners, and then try to vacuum it up, because blew it too hard, it would go from one spot to the other, so you had to lightly blow it and then get it in the middle of the hood somewhere and then vacuum it up. So, but I think I got most of it out. Alright, well, I'm going to remove these seals and start putting everything back together. Alright, I'm going to get to it. Alright, I want to show y'all how we do these seals. Yeah, these new clips, you just squeeze this in with a pair of needle nose and that'll spread apart, so pretty simple. I'm assuming now this is how it goes, because the original seal was split right here. I don't know if it was split due to age and just drying out, or the factory cut it for a reason. I'm gonna leave it like this for now, even though it kind of looks weird, and see how that works. All right, I'm gonna do the rest of it. Alright guys, as you can tell, the truck's finally put together. The only thing I need to address this morning is the front core support bolts are still hand tight. I need to tighten those up pretty good. and taking it on its first test drive. We'll do about 100 miles. So my plan is to go to Summit Racing, which is about 55 miles from my house one way. So I'm going to go there, turn around and come back, and that'll be the test drive, and then we'll change oil and filter, and then it should be good to go. Then I can drive it normal. I'm going to try to shoot some video of me test driving it, but with the windows down, I don't know how the audio is going to turn out, so you may or may not get to see any test drive video. But it is what it is. I mean, I can't do it. I'm do all this stuff on my iPhone, so it only records as good as it can. But all right, I'm gonna get back to it. I hope y'all have enjoyed this process from start to finish. I still got a lot to do, so I'll probably film stuff like that. But truck's pretty much done, and I'm very happy the way everything looks and turned out. Maybe on the next one I'll show you, when everything's finally done under the hood, then we'll do some video, some footage of it. Just, taking a video of everything. So, alright guys, I'm going to get back at it. And I appreciate all the likes and comments. And like I always say, until then, thanks for watching.